welcome to the Mark Washington Show. I'm your host, Eric Esch, and with me as always, the kid. Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing alright.
Doing alright. Hey, we're going to give this show another shot. We've been off the air for a while. We went through some things, and now we're going to do some restructuring of the Mark Washington Show. So it's going to be a little different. We used to do just a basic Monday Night Raw recap, and we've decided that we're going to get away from that a little bit, just a little bit, and maybe offer a few different things, maybe some reviews of movies, maybe some video game reviews, just different things. We're going to give it a shot and see how that works, but we'll still be the Mark Washington Show. So let's get into our first show back, and we want to talk about the worst WrestleMania matches of all time, leading into WrestleMania 32. Only, what?
Less than 2 weeks away.
2 weeks away, yes. And it's shaping up to be an interesting show, WrestleMania. I'm sure we'll review that. I mean, come on, that's the biggest show of the year.
Yeah.
So we'll probably have to do something to go into WrestleMania. But today, worst WrestleMania matches. We're only going to do 5 of them. I'm sure there's lots more, and we'll get into that. But number 1, WrestleMania 27, Michael Cole versus Jerry the King Lawler. This match was just awful from the get-go. Michael Cole's awful tattoos, Michael Cole's awful singlet, his horrendous headgear. Michael Cole was just awful in this match. I like him as a commentator, but heel commentator Michael Cole was not. Yeah,
I like heel commentator Cole, but commentator Cole, no.
I prefer my Michael Cole as a babyface. It was just bad. Jack Swagger was coaching Michael Cole, and Jack Swagger locks in the ankle lock at one point, and he actually is doing a really good job on Jerry Lawler, but then he throws him back into the ring. Michael Cole goes to kind of put some pressure on his leg, and he's standing on the ropes, and he weighs about 97 pounds, so he's probably a good 6 inches away from the King's ankle, and the King's selling it like it's nobody's business. At one point, the King has Michael Cole in an ankle lock. Jack Swagger throws in the towel. Stone Cold, as a special guest referee, refuses to call the match. And Michael Cole loses the match. But as he's leaving the arena, going to the back, the Raw anonymous general manager sends the infamous email. It says that because Stone Cold did not call the match down the middle, he is reversing his decision, and Michael Cole is now the winner. Undefeated at WrestleMania, defeats Jerry Lawler in his first ever WrestleMania match. That's just got bad written all over it. Our next match that we want to talk about, worst match in WrestleMania history, Bart Gunn versus Butterbean. Butterbean cut his teeth in the Tough Man competition. He was a professional boxer, and WWE decided that they were going to do this brawl for all. Put the wrestlers in boxing gloves and let them do kind of like a bastardized version of MMA.
Bad angle. You don't have wrestlers boxing or fighting.
Bart Gunn ended up, doing very well, and he beat all the wrestlers. So WWE decided, well, we'll bring in Butterbean. This should be a pretty decent thing to do. Butterbean knocked Bart Gunn in the next week. I don't know if Bart Gunn is awake yet, and it's been over 10 years. It's been 15 years for old Bart Gunn, and I don't know if he's awake yet. Butterbean annihilated old Bart Gunn. It looked like he broke his neck. He looked like he... Yeah, it was just a bad match. Never again will they do the brawl for all. Third match, WrestleMania 3. Hillbilly Jim, Little Beaver, Little Tokyo, Lord Littlebrook, whoever, a bunch of littles. Versus King Kong Bundy with his little team. Yeah, one of those guys. The match is bad for a couple of reasons. One being King Kong Bundy is like 900 pounds and
he's not a good wrestler.
He's kind of slow and methodical, and he's running around with these midgets. He's a monster, and these midgets are biting his butt, and they're gnawing on his ankle, and he slams one of them to the ground and just about kills him, and then he wants to do a splash on him. So all the other little people, they get together and they drag him out, and they say, "Hey, Bundy," they all turn on Bundy. So it ends in a disqualification because King Kong Bundy's team turns on him.
Yeah.
I don't know how you get disqualified because your team decides they don't want to.
I thought it was because of King Kong Bundy body slamming a little person.
Yeah, but it's a wrestling match.
Yeah, well, that's what I heard. I saw it.
One way or the other, a disqualification. Don't put wrestlers or regular sized wrestlers in with little people. It never works. It's just not gonna. That little guy's gonna get hurt, especially Bundy. 8,000 pounds of King Kong Bundy. He's gonna kill the poor guy.
That's why WLC booked out so good.
WLC was yikes.
That's something for.
Good thing that wasn't on WrestleMania. That would have made the list. Match number 4 from WrestleMania 5. Bobby the Brain Heenan, an announcer, one of the greatest announcers of all time, and a manager, one of the greatest managers of all time, versus the Red Rooster, one of the worst gimmicks of all time. He was like this chicken rooster guy with a red mohawk, and it was a squash match. Rooster wins it on a Irish whip into the corner, rolls up Bobby the Brain Heenan. I've never, ever seen a match won with an Irish whip.
Well, hey, I'll tell you one thing about the Red Rooster. Most people are talking about the gobbledygooker.
Gooker.
I'm talking about the Red Rooster.
And then the promo that he cuts before says that the Brain taught him a lot of things, but today the Rooster's going to teach him one thing the Brain didn't teach the Rooster, is how he says it, and that is how to lose. And then all them fans are going to be going, "Arr, arr, arr," when the Rooster wins. All I saw was a bunch of fans sitting on their hands. It was awful. No heat whatsoever. Match number 5. Worst match in WrestleMania history. Is The Undertaker versus Giant Gonzales. Wow. Now, The Undertaker did a great job during this match. This match goes off, as far as Taker's concerned, as far as The Undertaker's concerned, he does a great job. The Giant Gonzales is just this big, ugly, Bigfoot, onesie-wearing, slow. It just did not work. It didn't work. Putting Undertaker in there with Moppy, old Perry Saturn's friend, probably would have been a lot better of a match. So the match is bad, but the ending
is even worse.
Is even worse. So what happens is the Giant Gonzales gets a piece of cloth from outside the ring, and he puts it over the Undertaker's mouth. And the announcers are selling that this horrendous smell, they can smell it throughout the arena.
So terrible.
It's an awful smell. What is it? What is it?
Everybody else, the referee.
Meanwhile, the referee's just kind of wandering around, looking around the ring, wondering, what's going to happen next. They finally decide that it's chloroform. And it's an awful smell, and everybody can smell it, and it's horrible, except for nobody can smell it. He knocks out the Undertaker with this rag, and Undertaker's done. Being carted off on a stretcher to the back. He is not back there 2 seconds. And he runs back to the ring to take out the giant Gonzales. The Undertaker's recuperative powers astound me sometimes. It's amazing. Wheel to the back, runs back to the ring to take out the giant Gonzales. The match ends in a DQ, I think, because the giant Gonzales used the chloroform. But we're never quite sure. They don't really tell us why it's DQ, but we know that The Undertaker was undefeated in WrestleMania, so we know that he won that match.
Yeah.
But just awful. Those are our top Mania matches that we feel are the worst. There are a couple honorable mentions. Did you have a match that maybe I didn't touch on here that you wanted to mention?
Now, a lot of people should be expecting this if you're a wrestling fan. And this is Brock Lesnar versus Goldberg at WrestleMania 20.
Wait a minute. This sounds like an amazing match. This sounds like Brock the Beast Lesnar versus the undefeated Bill Goldberg.
Not the undefeated, but had the largest winning streak than
Well,
anybody.
okay, the winning streak, Bill Goldberg.
Yeah.
And so you're telling me this match is bad?
Yeah. Both of these men were going to leave after WrestleMania, so they didn't care how the quality was. The build-up to it was great, but the match was just bad as far as quality. The fans weren't behind it at all because they knew that both of them were going to leave. So, just
who cares who
bad.
wins? They're not going to be here tomorrow. So, congratulations. Somebody gets over for no reason. So they just didn't have their heart in it? Is that what it was? Or
Yeah, it was a lazy match.
Wow. And the referee of that match, Stone Cold Steve Austin, correct?
Yep.
I'm seeing a trend here. Don't let Stone Cold be the ref of your match.
At WrestleMania.
At WrestleMania, anyways. I do have an honorable mention, and the reason why I didn't put it on the list of WrestleMania matches is I don't believe it took place on the show, maybe the pre-show, or maybe during a commercial break. And that is the Huckster versus Nacho Man. Huckster was a parody character of Hulk Hogan who had gone to WCW, and along with the Nacho Man. This match was refereed by Billionaire Ted, a parody of Ted Turner. It ends with all three combatants or participants expiring in the ring. Yikes. Vince, swing and a miss. Sorry, buddy. That's our list of WrestleMania's worst matches of all time. I'm sure that you don't agree with all of them. Leave comments below. Send us our email, markwa91@gmail.com. We'll answer your questions. Maybe there's something that you want us to touch base on a future show. We will make sure that we take care of you. We always respond. We're really good at that stuff. Follow us on Facebook, the Mark Washington, just Mark Washington. And I think that's it.
Yep.
We'll see you next week with a brand new show. Hey, one leading up into WrestleMania. Who knows what we could be coming up with this time? Maybe greatest WrestleMania managers. Let us know what you want us to talk about. All right? That's all from here. See you later. Good show. Finally.
It's better work.